Alright, what is going on everybody? It is Tristan here, and today in this video, what I got going on for you guys is I'm going to discuss how you guys could potentially cop the Louis Vuitton Air Force One with Nike, which is coming very, very soon in about 2 days. So I'm making this video a little close to the cut, but I have all my kind of details here organized. What time you can expect this one to drop, kind of the colorways we got dropping, what styles, retails, and a couple other things too, like resale prices, because this is one of those sneakers that if you get it, you will make several $1,000s off a single pair. So just kind of keep that in mind. There's a lot of money behind this, and it's one of those releases that you really should pay attention to. So I hope you guys will enjoy. You want to check my Instagrams, any of that down below, feel free. And of course you can subscribe and like for more content like this. I'll keep it very simple. You may hear some noise in the background. It's just cars passing by, because the streets are a little bit wet because it just rained, so you may hear some background noise, but shouldn't bother you all too much. But yeah, stay tuned for more content like this. I know I've already said subscribe and like, I think, so we'll keep it simple. Like goal, which is trying at 300, and hopefully this video will help you all out with understanding the basics of this release, how to improve your chances of hitting, and it's kind of like an exclusive access style drop. I'll get into it, discuss all of it with you guys. Let's discuss the basics first though. So getting into the basics of this shoe first, of course we got 9 different colorways dropping, 2 mids, 7 lows. Personally, I would go for the lows over the mids, but that's just me. The reason I'm saying that is because the lows are not only cheaper, but I think they are reselling a little bit better on the market. I mean, these are reselling right now at around $10,000 here. I'll show you all actually. So let me know if you think this is a lot of money for a single pair of shoes. I mean, some people, look, 8 grand to 10K. So if you pay the $2,750 retail on this one, right? $2,750, $2,750, you pay that, and then you sell this for 8 grand. Think about how much profit that is off one pair of sneakers. Now, personally, I don't know if I'd sell this one through apps, just because the fees, they would take probably $800 worth of fees. So it really wouldn't be worth it, in my opinion, to go sell this through a StockX or a GOAT. Nor would I ever sell a high-end pair through StockX. That's the riskiest thing you can do, because some StockX employee is going to see that and be like, yeah, that looks pretty good on my foot. And then the pair got lost in shipping or some BS, stuff like that. It's always full of crap. But aside from that, that's what we got going on. You can see again, these are the 7 pairs we got. My personal favorites. I know it probably sound basic for this, but the blue one I'm a huge fan of. I actually like this mid a lot right here. A lot of unique details, and then also the green one. So these are my 3 favorites. This one, and then I got to go with the blue one down here. But any colorway you get, again, if you get access to this drop, right? Because I'll show you what I mean by kind of access to this drop. Any colorway is good to go for. If let's say you get access at the very end and all the colorways are sold out, but there's one left, go get it. But yeah, these are the 7 colorways, or not 7 colorways, but 9 different variations. So we got 2 mids, 7 lows. And let me get to kind of explaining the more basics of the drop. Kind of, again, what I meant by exclusive access, how this will go, because my camera's about to die. I gotta re-record. Okay, so I'm back here kind of discussing all this, but as you guys can see, the rumored drop time for this release, it is confirmed that it's dropping on the 19th. That is not rumored, so we know it's gonna be happening Tuesday, and apparently it's gonna be dropping over in Asia first, and then America is last, so just kind of keep that in mind. If you're over in Asia, you will be having this release before anybody else. You will be having that access before anybody else, and that's kind of how it will be. And everybody from all the globe is going to come together for this release. That's one main thing that I remember seeing on the Louis Vuitton site, is that everybody on the same day from all different regions is going to come together on the site to cop these pairs. And I've heard there's around 250 stock per pair, which, by the way, if hundreds of thousands of people, people are going for different sneakers, right? And there's only 250 per, don't expect anything. That's what I'm saying. I'm going into this release expecting nothing. I don't expect to get anything. If I do, thank God, it's a blessing. I made several grand to help me, with some college things, different things like that. It would be very useful for me. However, don't expect anything going into this release. That's probably the best mindset to have, in my opinion, before this drop. Because if you expect to get something and the stock is that low and they're reselling for this much, I'm just saying, let's think a little bit more realistically. But of course, it's dropping on the Louis Vuitton site. I don't feel like I need to, tell that to you guys. I mean, this is the site where it's going to be happening right here. So if you were to get access, you would see this page. You would go click here. Let's say I got access to the gym greens. That would be awesome, by the way. I would be super stoked. And, let's say I could choose my size. I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm going to go with my personal size, 9.5. And then, I would click here, just, press that, because, it says online exclusive access coming soon. So I would just click that if I got access. And then I'd have 10 or so minutes to check out. But I want to show you all what all the details for this drop are, since I know I'm not getting anything messed up, but I want to be accurate here and not incorrect. So let me discuss kind of the basics of this release and what is going on, and how to hit, how the drop is going to happen. And I also noticed this. I said I can't give a resale prediction, but my prediction is this, okay? If you get a pair, you're making a few grand. Just keep it in mind there. At least like $2,000, $3,000 a pair. So it's a lot of money. A lot of money, guys. Several $1,000s profit. But how this release will go, again, right here, as you guys can see, I can't remember where I got this image from. I've seen it in a few different groups that I'm in, so it's not necessarily specific to one, but kind of understanding this. So as you guys can see, it's kind of like a reservation system. So as you guys can see, the person would just go, I'm going to stop repeating that phrase, by the way. I don't know why I keep saying that, but you would just go to the page that I just showed you, right? And it would be a waiting room, kind of like a Yeezy Supply style thing, where if you get through on the waiting room, then they give you access to the drop and you get to check out in that little frame of time. That's usually how it goes. But really, so you see clients will be randomly selected from the waiting room to have access to the sale. So whenever you're there at the waiting room, you'll randomly get selected possibly to purchase one of the pairs. Now, of course, make sure you got a few grand saved up. The average person, I mean, this is a lot of money for the average person for one pair of sneakers. This is a lot to have tied up, me included. 3 grand, 4 grand, not 4 grand, but 3.5 grand to 2.7 for one pair of shoes. Yes, that's a lot for a college kid. Me, myself, that's a ton of money for one pair, but I got it saved up. I'm ready. This is going to be a release where I know if I get it, we're set. It's going to really help with a lot of things and moving them forward. But again, this is one of those releases where if you get access to the sale, you will have 10 minutes. There's not going to be a timer or anything showing, but you will have 10 minutes to go through and check out on the pair that you want to, right? Or whatever one that they give you access to. You'll have 10 minutes to go check out on that pair, okay? And then you got to make sure that you have a payment method that will work. Make sure you have a strong payment method like a PayPal or, I don't know, good form of credit, whatever you got going on, or debit, something that you know will not give you a hard time. And make sure, this is something I recommend too, contact your bank the day before and explain that you may have a big transaction coming through the next day. Make sure you do that, because if you keep trying to go through on this and then your payment method keeps getting declined, then your bank will probably end up calling you because they'll be like, hey, why are you trying to buy a pair of shoes for $3,400? Why are you trying to buy a pair of shoes for $2,700? And that's reasonable. Your bank's supposed to protect you from unnecessarily large purchases. So just make sure you call your bank or something the day before to kind of explain like what is going on and what would be happening on that drop day, so you can just get your payment through. Because again, if your payment doesn't go through, you have to start it all over again, and you got to try another payment method or something. And I don't want you guys to have the problem where you do good in the release, you have it, you're pretty much checking out in it, you're right there, and the only reason you didn't get it is because your payment method won't go through. So make sure if you know someone with that American Express Platinum, maybe your parent or something, hit them up, be like, yo mom, hey, can I borrow this? I'll pay you if I hit, but can I borrow this? Again, strong credit, I heavily recommend. Like, that's all I'm saying. Cards with higher credit limits will probably be hitting more often on this, and I personally would recommend using credit so you can pay the sneaker off with your profits. That's just what I would recommend. But again, it's up to you guys. Choose your way that you want to go for this release. Just kind of understand that this is one of like an exclusive access type drop where you will just have to wait, see if you get access. You either will or won't. That type of thing. It's a waiting game, and you have to make sure you're paying attention, because I don't want y'all to do this too, where you walk away from your computer for 20 minutes and then you come back and you're like, oh my god, I had access 20 minutes ago. I'm not getting a pair now. That would be devastating. I've had that happen before with Yeezy drops. I couldn't imagine it happening with a drop like this. That would bother me for a while, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, again, so pair is only reserved, as you guys can see, when the payment is completed, not when you put it in your basket, right? So you have to make sure you actually check out, complete that payment, and yeah, that's really how it's gonna go. And as you guys see, the sales are gonna go until all the stock is finished. Then eventually it will say a closed sale message once it is done. But and it says also, and this is something too, I would never do this, you can return it, but you're not able to exchange pairs, so keep that in mind. But I wouldn't return this anytime in my life. Like, this is a lot of money behind one sneaker. I mean, shoot, I saw some guy on Instagram, it was like at Off Jump or something, he had 30 pairs at least, or 20 or 30 pairs of the blue, red, and green Off-White Air Force One lows. He had at least 30 of those. Do you know how much money that is in one photo? I was amazed. I was like, wow, bro, way to drop a few $100,000. Well, he's not paying those prices, but you get what I mean. I mean, he has some direct, Louis connects, probably with several people that he knows, but I'm not getting into the basics. I mean, of course, Louis Vuitton backdoors a bit. Is this really surprising? No, all brands do. Seriously, even Nike. I'm dead serious. How do you think they keep the hype going? and the high prices? Come on, they do it. But yeah, also, don't forget, home delivery only, so make sure you're not going to be able to collect it at like a store or something, go to a location, pick up a pair. You're going to have to deliver it to an address. And oh my gosh, I just want to say this. I'm gonna feel so bad for the person that loses their pair in transit. I will feel absolutely terrible for whoever gets their pair stolen by one of these, postal workers. And no crap to my postal workers. I love you all. I know most of you guys are reliable and good people. I know a few, and I trust them, with taking any of my packages anytime. I always have my stuff delivered with them. I'm just saying, there is a couple shiesty people, especially when you head towards Memphis, Raleigh, North Carolina, even down here in Charleston. When you start heading to those 3 areas, it gets kind of sketchy, especially Memphis. Memphis is a huge area for stolen pairs. I mean, I remember seeing the guy in Memphis steal like 30 Union Dunks straight out of Nike and then just selling them like he was some sort of plug. Bro, you're not the plug. You're a thief and you're going to jail. I don't get it though, man. I mean, they need to start charging these guys with larceny, bro. I'm tired of my stuff getting stolen, man. It's ridiculous. And also, this UPS did me so dirty. I had a claim that I filed, and they said they, like, okay, you have the claim, all that, we're going to send you the money for it. And they sent the claim payment to the sender, not to me, the guy that actually needed the money from the package he lost, and they sent it to the sender. What is wrong with these companies, bro? But aside from that, a couple other things I want to mention too that could help you guys out. I want to give a shout out to Secret Sauce as always. These are kind of my go-to guys. They're $60 monthly fee, and kind of what they could do for you guys aside from providing the information for a drop like this, drop time information, how to improve your chances. They do backdoors in their group occasionally. They've been doing some for the Travis Scott Air Max 1s. That's the most recent one I can think of, and a couple other things too. They have guides for a lot of releases, and also their staff is very helpful in their chats. So if you're confused about something, you can open that help ticket, kind of ask that question. I wouldn't open a help ticket for every question because you can ask a lot of questions in chat, and I think they have like a Q&A section too. But if you really are confused about some sort of release, then you could open that help ticket, and they, their mods would be there to help you out with understanding it. But yeah, if you want to check out some of the success they've had in their group, why don't we look at this? So you can see some Union Dunk, or not Union Dunks, but from Union Day, but this is actually one of the orange paisley dunks, a couple other pairs that they've been getting, of course, some like Amazon, freebies. I know there's been some Amazon glitches, a couple other dunks hitting, and you can see people are always kind of getting their pairs. So if you're looking to get more pairs, kind of learn about Amazon glitches, different things like that. I mean, look like this. This is 6 pairs right here. This guy's always having some success. So shout out Southpaw and everybody else that's hitting on pairs recently, because this is actually a really cool item. This is the deck from the Strawberry Cough SB. I like this. This is kind of a rarer item, which I can rock with. But as you guys can see, almost 70,000 tweets of success. 71,000 tweets of success. So keep that in mind. That is a lot of profit right there. 71,000 times where people have posted in the chat saying, hey, this is some success I had. So if you're interested in checking out Secret Sauce, go, send them a message on Twitter, like, yo, Tristan sent me, I'm trying to get in, let me get that invite, and they should send you one like that. Or check them out on Instagram down below, give them a follow there, and wait till they drop invites again, because I know they have a restock coming Monday, tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. And if you're interested, I'm always in the chat. You can always at me. I have my notifications on, so if you at me, I will see it. I don't think people know that. Now you know. But that's everything I need to say. Again, the profit per pair on this is just nuts. I mean, the green pair I think is the one going for the most, aside from the all white one. I'll show you. Look at this, bro. This is a regular pair of Air Forces, man. Like, bro, this is straight hype. I mean, I think we all know this, but I mean, it's a cool design. I mean, obviously it's the all white monogram. Like, it would look dope in hand. Like, you'd probably be like, okay, yeah, this is sick. But guys, let's be very honest here. Is any sneaker that's an Air Force One worth over $2,000, or I'm sorry, even a mid worth over $3,000? No, it's not. But again, that's how the market is. You know how much people like sneakers, and people will pay up for high-end ones. This is kind of a sneaker that is more of a collectible, though. I will keep that in mind. So that's kind of why it is higher priced. It's from Virgil. Virgil is obviously passed. RIP. So yeah, that's probably why it's going for a little bit more, just because there's a little bit more behind this one. And it's also, Louis Vuitton, Nike, blah, blah, blah. It's a hypebeast stream. So that's everything I need to say. And of course, one thing I would recommend too is making an account in Louis Vuitton, since you're able to make accounts on the site. So what I would do is, you can see how you have a bunch of different Google accounts here, right? You see I got a bunch, but on a few of your Google accounts, just go there and, go to Louis Vuitton's website, make an account, fill out your information, have a payment method of sorts, right? And I also would recommend on each browser of sorts maybe downloading this BP proxy switcher. I don't think you'll need proxies on each one, because I don't think that's necessarily going to matter to determine whether you get access or not. But yeah, if you want to just kind of have each browser with a Louis Vuitton account saved on it, I would recommend that, because that could improve your chances. Kind of like a sneakers thing, but that's just a theory. Nothing's confirmed. Proxies may be needed though, because I'm sure they would be able to track how many accounts you have. But that's everything that needs to be mentioned. You want to check me out down below, want to check my Instagram, feel free. This is definitely a longer video. I'm going to have like 15, 16 minutes of editing here, but no problem. And again, you guys can subscribe and like for more content like this. I'll keep it very simple. Like goals over 300, so if we could hit that, that'd be sick. If not, it's really not the end of the world, but I don't want you to let your boy down. This was a video that definitely took some time. I had to find all the information for it. Drop times, 8 a.m. Eastern time. And of course, if you're on my West Coast, I'm sorry that you have to wake up at 5 o'clock to go for this release. That's rough, but yeah, that's everything that needs to be mentioned here. Again, a lot going on, really. It got a pretty busy week this week, so I'm going to end this screen recording. I'm Tristan. Thank you guys, as always, for watching, and hopefully leave your questions, comments, whatever you got. Let me know your favorite pair from, this whole, the 9 colorways that we got. Let me know your favorite one. That's it. I'll catch you on the next one, though. Peace.